Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're jumping into something pretty interesting from OpenAI. They put out this YouTube video showing off a new model, O3.
Yeah. And the big idea here is how it tackles those, really complex workflows, the ones with lots of steps.
Exactly. The kind of stuff that usually means you're bogged down doing things manually, juggling different tools.
Right. And what we want to understand, and what hopefully you'll get from this, is how this tech could, well, streamline all that. Gathering info, analyzing it, reporting, potentially save you a whole bunch of time and effort.
Okay, so the demo they used is quite relatable, I think. Generating a month-end variance report.
Yeah, a classic. They use dummy data, like imagine spreadsheets from different departments. You've got budgets, actual spending, cost centers, maybe forecasts too.
And if you've ever had to do that by hand,
Hmm.
you know the drill.
Oh, yeah. It's a pain, right? First, you're trying to get all the data to even line up properly, harmonizing it.
Then digging through it, analyzing, spotting the issues, like in their example, anything over a 7% variance.
That's the target they set.
And that's just step one, really, the data crunching part.
Exactly. After that, you'd normally start thinking about visuals, right? Charts, graphs, to make sense of the trends.
And maybe even go hunting online for context, like industry benchmarks. They mentioned KPMG in the video.
Yep, finding benchmarks. Then finally, you package it all up, write a summary for the boss, maybe a quick Slack post for a CFO.
So that's the manual slog, hours, potentially.
Definitely. So let's switch gears. How does O3 actually, automate all of that? Because that's the claim, right? It handles the whole sequence.
Yeah, and what's really striking is how it combines like multi-step thinking with using different tools when needed,
Yeah.
all automatically.
It figures out what tool to use for which step.
Right. So first up, the demo shows it looking at the CSV files someone uploaded, analyzing those.
Okay, standard start.
But then, and this is cool, it actually writes its own Python code.
It writes code.
Yeah, specifically to do the analysis, finding those categories that went over the 7% variance limit.
Ah, so it's generating the analysis logic on the fly.
Exactly. And the video said it flagged 20 out of 25 lines that were over the limit.
Wow. Okay, so it did the core analysis. What else?
Well, it didn't just stick to the uploaded data. It went out and did web searches.
For the benchmarks, like KPMG.
Yeah, and it apparently cited its sources too, found KPMG info, used it. So it's not just searching, it's like integrating external info.
Understanding context.
That's
All
it.
right.
Visualizations. It generated charts. And they mentioned these might be interactive, so you could dig deeper if you wanted.
Interactive visuals are always good. Better than static ones.
And alongside the charts, it provides the key takeaways. Again, citing sources, which is great. And even explains how to read the charts it made.
That's helpful. So it's not just dumping data, it's explaining it.
Right. And then the final outputs, it drafts an executive summary
Okay.
and even writes a Slack message basically ready to send to the CFO.
The whole thing, start to finish.
That's what they show. And the kicker is the time. What might take hours manually. They said it took about a minute.
1 minute. That's a massive difference.
Huge efficiency gain, right?
Absolutely. So the main point, really, is that it automates this whole chain of tasks. It picks the right tool analysis, web search, visualization, writing for each part of the job.
It's like an orchestrator for these workflows.
Yeah, good way to put it. It's not just one trick. It's managing the whole process.
So just to quickly wrap that up, we saw O3 take this pretty complex multi-step task, the variance report, which usually involves lots of manual work and different software.
And just automates it from the raw data right through to the final report for the CFO, and incredibly fast.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. Think about your own work or maybe even personal projects. Where do you have these kinds of multi-step processes, things that involve pulling information, analyzing it, maybe summarizing it?
Yeah, could this kind of AI automation handle some of that for you? What could you do with the time saved? Or what new insights could you get if that analysis was, well, easier and faster?
Something to definitely think about. That's all for this deep dive.